All right. Hi, guys. Sorry if you just tuned in. Um, if you just tuned into my other one, I didn't have the camera working. I'm going to get rid of it. Sorry. But I did want to tune in tonight. I wanted to say thank you to everybody that's been supportive to me through this, the first video. I've had a lot of people reach out to me, asking how they can help, offering advice. I've had other families reach out to me about their stories even more, and I've had a ton of questions. So I have done a lot more research for the people that are still in disbelief that any of this is going on. I want to discuss some of that. And I also want to discuss some of the plans that we have upcoming and some events that we're planning on doing here. I also want to encourage everybody to look me up on Facebook. It's Kelsey Lemaire. And then we also have a Facebook group page where we've been working on the petition and getting signatures, and I keep everybody updated there. That is Team Gavin. I'm going to be working tomorrow on creating a website, which I'll give you guys all the links to for that. But I did do a lot of research. And just this past June, DCF was found to falsify over 125 documents, which resulted in a Massachusetts civil action. Um, there was another action where they were falsifying a father of sexual abuse and took his children from him, and he has started a civil class action. In Boston News, back from May of 2018. So this has been going on. It's just becoming more and more, and we're seeing it more. It's coming out to the media a little bit more. But Boston News posted an article in May of 2018. The cops investigated 25 cases of foster children being sold on the weekends in a sex trafficking ring while involved in the state care. Also in Boston News, since 2000, federal records show across the country that cases are closed on 53,000 foster children that are labeled as runaways, and another 61,000 children that they list as missing. Massachusetts alone, they say that they unload more than 800 children from the system once they age out at the age of 18, but they do not keep a record of how many are missing at the time that they um, age these children out. So that's kind of concerning. You have these 800 children. How many of them are missing? And nobody knows. Massachusetts doesn't keep record of that. Also, in Massachusetts, we're finding most of this stuff in Massachusetts. In 2013, a Massachusetts DCF picked up a child from a daycare where he went missing and was found dead. Boston Globe says that Massachusetts alone has 134 missing children that have been missing since 2014, and nobody can account for them. There's a children's rights page that I found. It is and they're doing a federal lawsuit for the fact that 60% of trafficking victims have a history of being in the system. 1 in 7 runaway reported missing children were sex trafficking victims, and of that, 88% were in the social services or foster care at the time. So I know everybody's been hearing a little bit more and more about the sex trafficking rings and stuff. It is a pretty alarmingly high number to see how many are coming out from these foster cares, from this agency that's supposed to be keeping our children safe. I did see a brand new article that just came out yesterday. It mainly focuses on California, but that's okay. It's just showing that this is not just a statewide thing. This is a national problem that needs to be addressed. And it says that LA CPS, thousands have been taken and 570 have been murdered. So out of the thousands of kids that they're taking into the system, 570 of them have been murdered. The article claims that they've done some investigation and that CPS and DCF, they are not trained to investigate child abuse. And they are recommending that if there is a concern of child abuse, to not call these agencies, to call the police, and hopefully they can take over because they are trained in crimes. Um, and I kind of wanted to bring light to this because a lot of people are understanding why this is going on and how much money they're really making off of these children. So, one adult incarcerated is costing the state about $48,000. Now, for every foster child that ends up in state care, they bring up to $1 million in state revenue. $1 million per foster child. So, in LA alone, this was posted by the LA Times, CPS has given 1,000 convicted sex offenders the okay to be foster parents. So they're telling us how to raise our children and what not to do for abuse and everything, but they're selling these kids off to convicted sex offenders. And in Orange County, California alone, 105 sexually abused victims that were found just in one case, 65% of them were in CPS care and none were reported missing. Some children have been known to even be sold up to 75 times a day. So it's really sickening to hear all of this, to see all of this, to be doing research and finding this. I have had some other families reach out to me for their safety and their um, protection. I'm not going to give out anybody's names. I'm not going to give out where they live, anything like that. I am going to, the state is okay. In Florida, there was a 3-year-old terminally ill patient. He had leukemia, terminally ill, didn't have much longer. These poor parents opted for medical marijuana instead of seeing their child suffer um, through chemo. And they had done a lot of research and everything before they had presented this, and the judge still took their child from them. They're still fighting, and I'm hoping that they will get their child back. I heard another alarming story that a family member reached out to me to let me know that their daughter had a disability. She was completely nonverbal. She was not able to speak with DCF, but she had raised her child for like 10 years before they even were involved. And because she could not communicate with them, DCF did not take the steps to make accommodations for them, and they seized her almost teenage child from her. Another story that just hit the news, and I've actually had some conversations about, was this mother she was pregnant, and while she was pregnant, they found out that she had a vitamin D deficiency. So the baby's bones did not develop all the way. Um, at 10 weeks old, this baby ended up in the doctors with a couple of fractured bones. I believe it was an arm, a leg, and a rib. Obviously, CPS got involved. They thought it was a child abuse case. Even after all their testing and everything, and the doctors saying that they did not believe that the parents had abused this child, they believe that the child's bones just did not form correctly due to the deficiency during pregnancy. DCF took that child and adopted that child out. And, it's been like 8 years and this mother still has not seen her child. She's hoping to find her when she turns 18. And it's sad, it's sickening. Um, I always thought, I've heard stories, horror stories. Oh, that really can't be happening. It would never happen to me until I ended up in the situation that I am now. And now that I'm here and I'm seeing things and people are reaching out to me and thanking me and sharing their stories and sharing their advice or asking for advice, I want to make sure I'm not just here to help my son. I want to help everybody's kids. So we are going to be having some events coming up. We're going to have a standout. throughout Massachusetts. I have had some other states contact me and want to be involved as well. So I'll keep you guys all updated on that. Find us on Facebook, join the page. We'll keep everybody updated as well from there. Um, and I will work on that web page. I want to thank you guys all for tuning in and showing your support. Um, and I hope that we can make a stand and make some changes for these children, because these children are our future. And the way it's going right now, these children, they need something better. They're going to be suffering for a long time if the things keep going the way they are right now. This agency, I think, originally had good ideas, good terms. I think their heart was in the right place when they first started, and that it was necessary to have a place to make sure children were safe, but it's gotten a bit out of hand now, and it needs to be revamped to help keep our children safe. So, thank you again. I'll be in touch, and um, just let's stand up and change things for our children. Thank you.